I have to admit I wasn't unhappy when Disney got Star Wars. I was basing this on what they had done with Marvel. I had enjoyed Thor, Captain America, Ant-Man, and the Avengers. Not all of these had been done then, of course, but I was hopeful that it was going to continue. I had been very disappointed with the prequels, but one thing made me see them in a slightly different and more positive light. Now, firstly, I fully appreciate that no one involved wanted to tell a bad story. The dude who did Jar Jar didn't want to be hated. I still think he has got an unfair hit for it. The thing that changed my view was my 5-year-old son, as he was at the time. He watched all 6 films. The odd thing was he saw bits of Star Wars all over the place, some of the animated stuff, some Lego games, toys, you name it. It took a while before we actually got to sit and watch the films in one go. He loved the prequels. He gravitated to the clones. He loved their armor, their military concept, the way they talked and moved, the gear that they used. He hated that they turned bad, but the TV series Rebels with Rex had proved to him that his view that they were not all bad was right. He loved Rex the most, and he told me that the first time he saw him, he just knew, and even though he didn't know why, but he knew that Rex was the clone that he understood the most. Hearing him speak, watching him view them allowed me to understand it a little better. It was during this that I also realized that living in a big city with all the stupid people that can inhabit these places mixed with the adult hassles of life, that a big thing that can become lost is a sense of wonder. Kieran has that, and life hasn't killed it yet. He watches Star Wars with a sense of wonder, and it's worth emulating. He went to Episode 7 with that same mindset and saw similarities between it and A New Hope, but that seemed to strengthen his enjoyment rather than get in the way like it did for some of us adults. I have tried to step back and look at things in a new light rather than comparing everything to what I expected or desired. When I did that, some things improved. I found initially that the First Order Trooper armor to be a little on the simple side. Certainly it was still Trooper armor, but it seemed to lack some of the complexity that was in the original. Now this was, in a way, an illusion, possibly in both styles. The old isn't as elaborate as it can seem, and the new one's simplicity is also tied into their mindset. Having now watched the film about 3 times, I like it better. This kit looks as good as the others that they have produced. The plastic has a smooth gloss finish to it. This is for the market that doesn't paint them, and it's a larger market than modelers sometimes think. The colour is a bright white. It comes with a couple of weapon options, which is always nice. The black is a nice deep black, and the instructions look clean and easy to follow. If you have built any of their troopers, this follows a similar idea. I have found the plastic is a good one and takes priming well. Fit on the other troopers is mostly excellent, with no sanding or putty needed, though the back of the helmet always has a line where the 2 halves meet. Personal preference as to if you fill it or not. Overall, I am very pleased with this kit, and if you're a fan of the Bandai kits, Star Wars, or sci-fi modelling, you could do a lot worse than this First Order Stormtrooper.
When I watched the first trailer for The Force Awakens, I thought there was a lot of potential for the film, and truth be told, I really enjoyed it, even with its shortcomings. I like it certainly a lot more than the prequels. When I first saw the First Order Stormtroopers, my first reaction was, It was certainly inspired by the other trooper designs, but I wasn't sure I liked it. It felt a little simple, and that there was something missing. Over time and a couple of rewatches, I have come to appreciate the design more. I was happy then when Bandai released this trooper and was able to get one. A link to my review is in the description. Building a Bandai Snap kit is for the most part a dream. They fit amazingly well. As a company, they love what they do, and getting the kits into our hands, it shows in those builds. I will say this, pay attention to the instructions and do what it tells you. Occasionally the order isn't brilliantly clear, but a bit of figuring usually can sort it out. Only time I really ran into trouble is when I do my own thing and relearn why they are telling me to do it a certain way. So to some of my friends that said I have become one of those guys that only reviews and never builds anymore, well, screw you hippies, as I have now finished something. The build went mostly well until I decided I could do something better, and after an hour and several missteps that made Crit Fail a very accurate name, I got it all sorted and was very pleased to find that it was exactly the same as before I started the whole adventure. The wasted hour gave me a chance to reflect on life and to figure out why I was still messing with this. His armor was Army Painter White, which is my favorite spray can white. His bodysuit is dark grey and a mix of dry brushing. Their armor isn't metal, but I like the silver effect, so what the hell. And powders for some additional weathering. He's a lot of fun, worth the price, and worth the time.